Today I will tell you a beautiful Russian folk tale. This story is about a little boy and a bear. The topic of my story today is Masha and the bear. A little girl named Masha and her grandfather and grandmother lived in a house in a village. One day some of Masha's friends came to Masha's house and took Masha to the forest to collect mushrooms and berries. Masha asked grandmother and grandfather if I could go with my friends. They said, "Daughter, you can go, but if you don't stay with your friends, you will get lost." Then Masha went to the forest with her friends to pick mushrooms and berries. While Masha was going into the forest to shop for mushrooms, Masha's friends missed her. After that, Masha got scared and started shouting the names of her friends. But there is no answer from friends. Masha was very scared and found a way out of the forest and went further into the canal. It is very late now. While getting lost like that and going into the forest, Masha saw a small hut in the forest. Masha thought, "There is someone in this house. He will show me the way to go home." Thinking like that, he went and spoke. But no one opened the door. After that, when Masha pushed the door just opened. Masha went inside the house, walked in the forest and sat on a chair because she was tired. So children, a bear lived in that tree in the middle of the forest. This bear had gone to the forest to look for food. When the night came, this bear came back here. After coming, when he saw a little girl in his tree, Wailaha asked Masha who he was. Masha cried and told the bear about the trouble she had caused. After that, while crying, he said to the bear, "Please tell me how to get back home from this forest." The bear laughed loudly and said, "I am tired of being alone in this house. Now that you are there, I am not lonely. You can always stay in my house. I will bring you food. But if you run away from my tree and get lost in the forest again, I will find you. Come and eat." Little Masha was very scared and started crying. The next morning when the bear went to the forest to look for food, Masha spent the whole day thinking of a way to escape from this bear. Masha had a good idea. When she came home in the evening, Masha said, "Please let me go home and come back. I want to prepare food for my grandmother and grandfather that it can't be named. If you want, make me the food and I'll go and put it in front of your house," said the bear. Masha happily liked it. The next morning, Masha prepared the food, put it in a big basket and closed the basket and said, "You must take this to my grandmother without begging on the way. I will climb a tall tree and wait for you to eat." When the bear took the umbrella and went away, Masha sneaked into the basket. The bear now took this umbrella and sat down in the middle of the forest, very tired. He sat down and said, "What if you eat one of these foods? Nothing will happen." Masha heard it. Masha put her head out of the basket and said, "I'm looking at you." The bear thought, "Masha is still looking at me sitting on the tree. I should not be bored and give these things and leave soon." In this way, the bear somehow went to Masha's house and started banging loudly on the door. At that sound, the villagers in the village ran and started barking at the bear. Scared of the forest, he left the basket near the door and quickly ran into the forest. When aunt and grandfather came and opened the door, they saw a big umbrella and opened it. Masha happily came out of the basket. All three hugged very happily. In this way, due to Masha's intelligence, he was able to escape from the trouble. We also always work smart. Have a good night. We will meet tomorrow with a beautiful story.